Okay, we are live. All right. While we're waiting for people to come in, we can continue that conversation.
Yeah, so it's one of these things that grow with you. We're talking about the Brilliant controller.
Yeah,
And,
the brilliant light control. Yeah,
yeah,
it's got some nice integrations.
Yeah, I keep finding more and more things. So, and they keep adding partners, so it's awesome.
Yeah. I do like that they just added the weather widget to the home screen though. That is nice right before you walk out. You're like, yeah.
Today.
Yeah, I want to say they sent out the email last week or whatever, but yeah, it's on your home screen. You can now add a weather widget to it, so it shows you temperature, weather. If you click it, it gives you a more detailed forecast. You don't have to pull up the Agatha integration. Amanda, Lady
I gotta
A.
check that out. Lady A.
That's what you call it. I avoid the name. I just use I literally have a website with just every other name that starts with A, and in the videos I just switch them out. That way I don't have to mute it and just keep going. It's kind of fun. All right, so we got a couple people coming in. Well, thank you guys for joining the BenderTube Apple Events live stream. Of course, you know this is BenderTube, where you get bite-sized tutorials and smart home tech reviews. Let you know you should get it or forget it. Right now, I'm joined by Eric from Modern Day Tech, another smart home creator, specifically HomeKit right now.
I am Team HomeKit.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Alex Jackson. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for joining us today. Appreciate it. So, yeah, we are talking this Apple event where they announced the new Apple Watch, new features, bands, all kinds of stuff. And then 2, 3. How many iPads did we get? 3 or 2?
I think 2.
Yeah, regular iPad Air, full size. Yeah. Hey, Jason C. What's good, man? How you doing? All right. So let me pull up. Got some stuff ready to go. All right. So we can get into this. First of all, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this because yeah, you were already making fun of me for this. All right. So they threw some quick stuff in here about talking about, you know, the times we're living in, the pandemic and everything. And it comes to this kid doing his homework on a Zoom call, which the first thing I want to point out, they know their folio cases are so bad that in the commercial, they have to have the kid balance this thing on a bag of chips. Like, they know that thing's going to fall over even with the case on. But I saw that. It was a quick thing, and I think I might have tricked myself. I was like, is that the HomePod Mini? I'm like, they wouldn't. Like, they're pretty good about not putting something like that. Might be the HomePod Mini. It's just like this really weird looking thing. And then I tweeted out, and I think we've established it's like a salsa bowl.
Yeah, whatever it is, it looks weird.
But I think it's just a really bad angle. I think it's just like a gray salsa bowl.
Yeah. But as soon as I saw the watch the kid's wearing, I was like, nope, this is not.
What the heck is that? Kids still wear watches?
Yeah. Looks like some old Nike watch.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I think I owned that when I was in like 7th grade. All right. And then we... So, yeah. Let me just get out of this.
Hey, Mike, I got to take off. Kids are here.
All right. That's fine.
They say hi. But I'll come back on when I get home.
I said bye-bye, random person.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
I'll jump on when I get home.
All right. Take care. All right. So, talking about that Apple event, we got the new Series 6 Apple Watch. That was the first thing up. And we've added in the altimeter and the blood oxygen level. And, for some people, that's great and dandy. I'm not feeling it too much, though. Listen, if you're coming from a Series 3 or earlier than that, this is probably a good upgrade. You're going to get all the bells and whistles, I think. But anybody that's on the 4 or 5, it just ain't it, man. It just ain't it. When I tell you not to upgrade from a 2-year-old device to this, that means you guys did a little bit too little. But in terms of software, it's great. They added a bunch of stuff. You've got your blood, you don't have blood oxygen. That's in here. But you got your hand washing measures, and I need to turn this to silence. Thank you. You have your blood oxygen levels on the Series 6. You got the altimeter. And then in terms of software updates for all the devices, they're getting an update to watchOS 7 as soon as you can get iOS 14 on your device. You have the hand washing mode, the sleep tracking. I believe there's mental health capabilities. I can't remember. And then you have all that. And then, I think, honestly, other than the new colors that they put out, the new bands are the good talking point here, because that woven braided one, that looks really nice. I really do think the new bands look nice, and I thought Apple had pretty good sport loops and stuff, sport bands and everything before. Honestly, I really haven't had a problem with the regular sport band with the clasp and everything. It doesn't come off. Fits pretty well, but they're going to this single solitary stretchy design. I'm not against it as long as it fit like the fatter wrist people like me. Look at that. I don't know. And I gotta say, I kind of agree with Alex Jackson on this one. This whole thing could have been a website refresh. It really could have been. I mean, they only took an hour. They might have spent a little too much time on the thing, like 45 minutes, and a little more time on the app, the iPad side than the Apple Watch side would have been good. But overall, an hour wasn't too bad. And here we got some better shots of what those single designs are. And they got all these new colors. First time you're getting a product red Apple Watch. Got blue, a different version of space gray because they decided to change the name. Oh, hey, yeah, Lewis. Hey, how you doing, man? How you doing? Thank you for joining us. Yeah, these colors are pretty cool, man. If you honestly, you just missed it. We were saying if you have an older device like a Series 3, maybe a 4, that might be a good upgrade for you. Gotta get some here. This is where it's at. I swear to God, this is where it's at, man. These braided bands, they look nice. I'm except for the pink. I want the other 4. You got some new watch faces. You got family setup. I think is one of the best things that they finally added here, because now you don't need to have an iPhone to use an Apple Watch, which, yeah, like they said, older people, kids, but they mentioned a whole thing well, for your family members that would love an Apple Watch but don't want to get rid of their Android phone, here you go. There are so many uses that my dad could probably use for an Apple Watch, but he's using a Samsung Galaxy. I believe he has the S10. So many things he could use with this for just his daily, everyday life. That's awesome. Now, you do have to have the LTE version, which is probably going to ruin some things for people. They probably don't want to pay $10 a line for each kid you got and, all that stuff. But this does help out. And especially they said, you can even have it automatically default during like e-learning times, or it just has like this bland face the kid can't screw with or anything. So he has to focus on his Zoom call with his teacher. And then they got all their partners. We don't care about that. If you're in the US, they got every major carrier. I believe they have all the Canadian carriers. I wish I had Zach Talks Tech here. He would tell me. Yeah. And then you have the Apple Watch SE, which then they brought that on. I was like, what? Well, unless you really, 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 really want all the bells and whistles. This one's the one for your kids and your mom and dad. Like, this one right here is going to be perfect for you. It has like all the good stuff that you need and not any of the extra crap that like you don't want. It's like a slightly souped up Series 4. And for what, $250? I got them here. Let's see. Yes, $12 a month. I believe it was $250. But let's see. So it's 2 times faster than the Series 3, which I believe that's just the same specs as the Series 4 and 5. You get the sleep tracking and fall detection, which all the models from the 3 up are getting in terms of sleep tracking. Fall detection, I don't think the 3 has. Swim proof, they all have that. That's nothing extra here. And yeah, then the new watch faces are available. So yeah, $12 per month or $250. And then you got the Series 6 GPS only model and the smaller one starting at $400. What does SE mean? It means it's the like budget friendly version. I don't actually know what it stands for anymore. It's probably available. To me, it's not special edition, I'll tell you that. But it's mainly there for people who just want a more budget friendly phone. You know, right now you can get the iPhone SE, which is basically a souped up iPhone 8 with this year's processor. Well, no, now it's last year's processor in like a month. But this one is going to be the like essentials version of this, not this one. This one is the SE is the essentials version of what you're going to get. It doesn't have the always on display. It doesn't have. I think this does have the altimeter in it that the new one has, but it doesn't have that always on display. It doesn't have the blood oxygen sensor. Mark, hold on. I got one from Mark Gurman that said exactly what wasn't there anymore. I saved it. There we go. What's missing from the Apple Watch SE is the always on display, the higher tier metals, that you pay more money for. Blood oxygen. It doesn't have the ECG. It has the older chipset. It doesn't have the U1 chip, which the U1 chip is an ultra wideband thing for like precise location settings. And then it only has 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. And unless your 2.4 gig Wi-Fi network is overloaded, that's not too big of a deal. Usually get a little bit more range with that anyway. So as long as you're not trying to do something ridiculous, which you can't do on an Apple Watch anyway, like you're not going to 4K, 8K video on your Apple Watch. So I think 2.4 gigahertz is going to be fine if you're just trying to stream some music. Did that really just go out? I think notifications just went out. That is pretty sad since we're 15 minutes into this, guys. YouTube's slacking today, but that's okay. And the next thing, before they got on the iPads, we're talking about their new Apple One. Which we can make this full screen. There we go. So Apple One is like their version of Amazon Prime. their bundle package here. And you can start out here with Apple Music, Apple TV, Apple Arcade, and I believe 20 gigs of iCloud storage for $15 a month, which that's not a bad deal. It's really not. Apple Music for an individual package is $9.99. Apple TV is $5 a month. Apple Arcade isn't even worth it. And then you get the extra. It's not 20 gigs. It's like 200 gigs. Say, I think it's 200 gigs actually for the Apple iCloud, which is like $3 a month. So you're saving probably $13 a month, $13 to $15 a month by getting this. And then if you get the family plan for everybody, like up to 5 people, no, it's for you and share 5 people, so 6. That's a good deal because the Apple Music by itself is $15 for a shared family plan. And then you get the upgraded iCloud storage for all those people. And then Apple TV Plus. And then, if you have kids, Apple Arcade might be fun. I really don't see too much into it. Like Xbox has Project Xcloud now. You get to play all the good games for $15 a month, including your Xbox Live subscription. So, it's its own thing. Not a big deal. But then you got the Premiere here. This one, I have a little more harder time justifying. I know you get 2 terabytes of data with the iCloud. You still got the family stuff for everything. Then you get the Apple Fitness Plus, which they announced, which normally is $80 a year, or they said like $20 a month. I gotta look again. But unless you're like really trying to get the whole family in on this thing, I don't see that being the best thing. And then Apple News Plus, man, like we said this when Apple News Plus came out. Most people get their news for free anyway. Like most people are not getting a newspaper delivered to their door. They're not paying for any kind of news subscription service. You just like you get your little snapshot of news for the day, and that's all you need, or you watch TV. So then we got into all the new iPad OS 14 stuff, which I just installed it. It's already nice. Like being able to write anything. They skipped over so much right there. That scratch to delete. That's clutch, man. Like you don't just like I just want to like delete something, I just write on it. I don't have to double tap or anything. I just go nah. Circle to select. Write anywhere you want. It goes right into type text if you want it. It knows what you wrote. The only thing that it's still lacking a little bit, and I know they wanted a different experience, was that the new widgets can't free flow like they do on iOS 14. They still stay to that same section. Do I have my iPad here? Yes, I do. Here we go. See if we get that camera. They all stay right here. But, you got that better because you got the Smart Stack right on top. You could just flip through what you want. Cameras, right? So it's pretty decent stuff. The one thing I am liking about the upgrade here is that it upgraded my AirPods to that spatial audio, which I know C-Kid put out a video yesterday about. Like if you don't realize what you're doing at first. Like when they say, oh, spatial audio, it's aware of where you're at, and you think you're going to get this like weird kind of like in and out. No, it's like, it's kind of like you just made your iPad or your iPhone, your TV with you have a surround sound system. So if you walk around your living room, you're going to hear the sound different, right? like if you're to the side of the TV, you're going to hear stuff coming from the side. And that's what it does. So it's not like this crazy, like, like everything sounds like it's coming from a different place kind of thing. It's locking that sound into where if you had physical speakers, they'd be coming out. And it was the craziest thing because I had it on and I'm kind of sitting there like, I thought my headphones weren't working for a minute. I was confused. I didn't know that my headphones were working. I thought that all my audio is coming out of my iPad. I was sitting there. I'm like, what? Like, why are my AirPods connecting? Like, what's? And then I took them out, and I'm like, it paused. I'm like, wait, it paused. I'm like, let me press play, and I didn't hear anything with it out. And I'm like, wait, oh crap. So yeah, like, man, like, I honestly think anybody that can should try the feature out because I think I'm doing a really good job explaining it, but until you actually try it, it's a completely different concept than what like you're hearing. Like I said, the best way to describe it is, man, like you have a surround sound system in your living room and you're like, you walk around the living room and things sound like, you know, the audio hits different, but you always know that it's coming from that right corner, that left corner. All right. So they did announce a new iPad, and I kind of glossed over that. It's the new iPad, man. It's costs what an iPad costs. It's got some updated specs. They got some new colors, but it's still the iPad. Solid device for anybody that needs it, but you know, it is what it is. The real king of this whole thing was the iPad Air. All right. So they gave it the iPad Pro design, and instead of the Face ID, which is, I'm going to pull this back out here. Instead of the Face ID, which is located right up here in the iPad Pro, which means if like you're holding it and you're trying to you're holding it like this, which most people do, you're trying to unlock it, half the time it's like your finger is covering the sensor. It's really obnoxious. They've updated this one. They put Touch ID in the power button, which I heard someone saying earlier, oh, that might be really awkward if like you're trying to do like Apple Pay or something. Well, if you're trying to do Apple Pay on the iPad Pro, you have to double tap that anyway to get it to do the Face ID. So you have to put your finger there anyway. I'd rather just touch it than have to double tap it. It's less awkward. I'm not going to worry about my hand being in the way when I pull it away. It just does it in there. It's a really good design for anybody that has an older iPad. Like this is a good, I don't need an iPad Pro, but I want to do a little bit more than with my iPad. And it's got the A14 chip. Like, dude, your iPhones aren't even out yet, and you already put the chip for that into an iPad and put it on the market. That's a good price point. $599 for all this. And I don't have a picture. It's got the single lens, just like the 2018 iPad Pro. But do they show it? They also, while we're still looking at these, they also upgraded it to the newer Apple Pencil. The iPad Air uses this one, which charges magnetically, pairs and charges magnetically to your iPad. No longer do you have that thing with the lightning connector in it that you have to stick into your iPad, or what a lot of people found out recently because you never actually opened the rest of the box, is that there's actually a little dongle. All right. Lewis got a question here. Let's see. Which camera is better? This iPad or the iPad 2020 Pro not needing the LiDAR sensor? Okay, listen. If you want a camera, do not go with an iPad, okay? They're all pretty much the same camera for these, for like the three models that I'm considering, which is this iPad Air, my 2018 iPad Pro, and the 2020 iPad Pro. They're all similar quality, and they're not that great. Like your phone will blow this thing away 10 times out of 10. Yesterday, I wanted to just take a quick snap of my Apple Watch, and I couldn't even pull it off. It was so grainy and horrible, and it wasn't even that low of light. So there's definitely something to be said about like an iPhone camera or a Pixel camera. Don't take pictures on your iPad. It's good for Zoom calls. That's about it. Tech Monkey says, what are my thoughts on this new iPad Air, or should you wait for the next iPad Pro? Well, let me tell you, there's always going to be something better next year. So if you're in the market for a new iPad now, I would go with this iPad Air. I really, really would. There's not too much missing between this and the 2020 iPad Pro. You got an extra camera in the LiDAR sensor, which not that, as we just talked about the camera quality, not that important. And you're not doing too much AR with your iPad, I bet. You're not going around playing Pokemon Go with your iPad. And other than that, it's pretty much up to par. It doesn't have the ProMotion display, as far as I know. If I have a screen up for, see if I have the last cap screen. That's back to that Touch ID sensor. And then this is about the A14 chip inside. That's all of it, isn't it? So I'll see if I got the stuff for it. That's iPad OS. That's not the iPad Air. Okay. So yeah, like I said, if we're talking about it, I honestly, if you're looking for something this year, I think getting the iPad Air is a good idea for this holiday season. All right. Lewis asked if there's any new info on the Our Macbooks, and they didn't drop anything new today. They didn't talk about it, they didn't sneak it in. They're not even putting out Big Sur tomorrow. Tomorrow's update releases are watchOS, iPadOS, iOS, and Apple tvOS. So they specifically left out the macOS update, which puts me in a position to say that there's probably going to be a separate event for the ARM Mac devices. Like, we know there's one coming up in probably a month, and that's going to be the iPhones. And unless they really don't have a lot to cover with these new iPhones, which they do, they got like 4 or 5 coming out. They got a lot to talk about, plus AirTags. So there's probably going to be a separate event for the new ARM Macs coming out, because they did promise they're going to be out before the end of the year. And that was with knowing what kind of situation they were in with the COVID-19 pandemic. Tech Monkey, no problem. You know, that is what I am here for, to try to answer the best. What are AirTags? Okay, that's a good question. I love talking about this. Apple AirTags are Apple's version of a tile tracker, if you're familiar with those. They're those little things that you put on your keys and you can beep it. You can either send a thing from your phone to try to find where your keys are at, and it'll ding the device. Or you can do the opposite and press a button on the tracker to find your phone, and your phone will start ringing, even if it's in silent mode. And then they also have some more things like premium features, like if you go to a restaurant and you left your keys at the booth or something, and your phone got too far away and it lost that Bluetooth connection to your phone, if you paid for the premium option, it would start dinging you, telling you, hey, you left your keys. They also have stuff for wallets, luggage, all kinds of stuff. And they have a pretty decent subscriber base. And why that part's important is because if for any reason you end up actually losing your keys or wallet or whatever with that tile tracker attached, the other users out there, if you put that it's in lost mode, they can anonymously, unbeknownst to even them, they can anonymously like locate where your keys or wallet are at. What Apple is doing is basically stealing that and improving upon it. They have this U1 chip, which is an ultra wideband chip, and it allows for precise location tracking. What that means for you is that if you misplace these things, you're going to be able to pull up some AR stuff and find exactly where your keys, wallet, whatever is attached to this Apple tag, exactly where it is. The other benefit, like I said, Tile has a lot of users, right? Well, there are significantly more iPhone, iPad, and Mac users out there. There's so many more of those devices out there. And everyone, I believe it's an opt-out situation that they're going to make. Everyone there is helping you find your phone. So if you lose it somewhere and they get it, holy crap, you're going to have 50 people who anonymously found your keys. It's a good situation, and it's instantly going to get some traction. They have to price it. They have to price it right, though. If there's going to be an Apple tax on it, and like the really premium tile trackers are like $40 a piece. So we're talking like probably $50 to $60. But if they can get that lower, if they can keep it at the 40 that Tile has it at, they're going to kill. They're going to kill. And then the other thing that a friend of the channel, John Prosser, said, he said that the other thing here is if something happens where you get kidnapped, if you have an Apple tag on you or something with a U1 chip and you get kidnapped, that is going to help your family and the police come find you. And welcome them back to the stream, Eric. Oh, man, you came back at the right time. We're talking Apple tags.
Ooh.
We're talking Apple AirTags. I got through a lot of the gritty on it, too. We got to the kidnapping scenario.
we got to test that out to see if it actually works.
Well, okay. I'll hire for you to get kidnapped and we'll try to find you.
All right.
Gabriel T. Black said, for all the AR hype around the event, I'm surprised there wasn't. Dude, I don't think there was any AR mentioned in the event. Do you remember any AR mentioned in the event?
No.
Literally, that was just hype. That was just a fun little thing for them to show off. It had none of the new products had AR sensors on them.
Well, I mean, isn't the U1 chip kind of like a AR sensor? I mean, they didn't talk about the U1 chip anyways.
But it's like a wideband location tracker. It could be used in conjunction with AR.
Right.
But on its own, it doesn't.
No.
It doesn't provide you with any like depth sensing or anything.
Oop. All right. I'm excited for the AirTags. I think it's a game changer. It's
they can
be
interesting. The AirTag kidnapping edition.
Yes.
I don't know that's gonna be better than our version of hide and seek that we had planned.
That's right. But I'm excited.
I'm excited.
I got too many audio sources. Sorry.
It's okay. That's okay.
Try to see the comments, and there we go. Yeah, so what did you talk about the AirTags already?
I basically gave the overlay of what they are and kind of just like how it compares. Like we started with explaining what a tile tracker was and how this improves upon it. But you might have a little bit more insight.
Well, it's a game changer.
Really is.
Yeah. Because Tile has, I don't even know how many users. You know, last time they announced it, what was it, 15 million, something like that?
Yeah. And there are over 100 million iPhones out there?
Right. So just that Just the sheer numbers.
the iPhone.
Even if it's the exact same product, just the sheer number of users is a game changer.
Which actually, if I pull this back up, because I made sure I grabbed this from when I was talking about the SE. So the SE is missing the U1 chip, which means the Series 6 has a U1 chip.
I remember seeing that the Series 6 does. Yeah.
So that means even if you paired it with an older iPhone that doesn't have the U1 chip, you're already helping out.
Right. So I'm wondering what will happen if you don't, like, I have a 10,
Today's news did not help praise the Apple stock.
which does not have the U1 chip. So will I be able to still use the AirTags?
Yeah, it's probably just going to be Bluetooth LTE.
Right. But at what limitation is it going to be?
It's a good question, sir.
And then my other question is battery. Is it wireless? Is it going to be a replaceable battery?
So you saw John's video, right?
Yeah. And he didn't mention battery. Anything about battery.
And that's, I know when we talked back in April, the end of April, he had said that there's going to be two different versions. One that was wireless charging and the other one that was a battery. And yesterday, what he showed off looked like it's just wireless charging.
Right. It looked pretty thin, so it would have to be wireless charging.
Yeah.
But then again, when you go wireless, how long is the battery going to last?
I mean, probably a month or two. It's not going to last years. Like if you lost this thing like months ago, it's lost.
Yeah.
I'm
hoping if it's wireless, we need to see at least 3 months. If it's not, it's going to me. It's going to be a disappointment if it's anything less than 3 months, because that's like our key. What's it called? The
Key Smart Pro.
Key Smart.
I was just going to say that too. Yeah,
it was originally 3 months, and next thing you know, it's only working for a month, if that.
Yeah. Well, okay, that was what they originally said when they put them out. They're like, oh, it should last 3 months. Right. Then they knocked that down to 30 days. And then now with the newer version, the one that I had to buy because mine finally crapped out, it was 45. It's been accurate so far, but it's only been, 6 months. All right. So Tech Monkey wants to know if you're ordering the new Apple Watch. I already said that I'm not. I have the Series 5. There's not enough reason for me to upgrade. I don't need a new color. I always go with the black one anyway because it goes with every other band. And the features for me just aren't going to hit it. What about you?
So I currently have Series 4, and I actually logged on to the website after the keynote and started pricing it out and take a look at it. And I didn't pull the trigger, but I'm thinking about it. So, I probably won't, but we'll see.
All right. Hey, I want to say thank you to the 5 of you joining us right now. Make sure if you have any questions, get them down there. We're going to answer. I'm here with Eric from Modern Day Tech. And as you guys know, man, there is a ton of stuff coming out that we need to cover these days. There is all this new Apple tech. There's going to be more new Apple tech next month. There's Google releasing all their stuff at the end of the month. And that's going to be new Nest devices, everything, new consoles. Gotta try to pay for all this stuff. So if you guys want, there are the super chats open to help out the channel. Help us pay for all this stuff to come in and review. Greatly appreciated. Not required. We do just enjoy you being here, joining us. All right, that was my little spiel. We could go back to it.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to not only the AirTags next month, but also and hopefully the HomePod Mini.
I mean, I have enough salsa dishes, man. I don't.
That's what I want, and hopefully it's under $100.
Gabriel T. Black, I'm showing you right now my favorite part of the event was me mistaking a salsa bowl for the HomePod Mini. That's where I'm at. No, but honestly, probably the best thing was the iPad Air with that built-in Touch ID.
Yeah, that was a surprise for me.
Was like they haven't touched it in years. But they put the second version out in the 6S and they didn't do anything with it after that.
Yeah.
So the fact that they like, okay, well, we're gonna build it into the power button on the new iPad, and then we're gonna move the camera to the middle and landscape mode. I don't know about you, but do you have a problem when you're unlocking yours where it's like your thumb is covering the sensor?
No.
Never had that?
Never had it. So I mean, I do have the case on there. So the way I actually hold from the side, from the case, so the Magic Keyboard.
Yeah, that's what I got too.
So I'm never blocking it.
Okay.
Yeah. But if I didn't have the Magic Keyboard, I probably would block it. So the real question is, will they have this in the iPhone 12?
That is a real question there because yep, there you go. That leading right into it. Given the mask situation, yes. Will the iPhone 12 set? I mean, we know it's going to have Face ID. We know they're not taking it out. But are they going to add in Touch ID? It would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, it's quicker, but I don't have to put in my code every time.
And then another question: are we getting USB-C?
Oh, iPhone, definitely not.
No?
No, hell will freeze over before they do that. But so that's the okay. That's the other thing. So they switched the iPad Air to USB-C. Is the regular iPad USB-C as well, or is it just the Lightning to USB-C cable?
I'm not sure.
Okay, let me.
I'm
going to pull up Apple. I'm going to see what they got. iPad, not the iPad Air, even though I love it. Learn more. Pull this over here. There we go. Now, have you upgraded any of your devices to the beta?
Yeah, my phone is on 14. I think was it Public 5? I think the 6th version, but I didn't upgrade to the 6th.
Oh, well, upgrade to whatever the new one is, because that's the Gold Master that gets released tomorrow. But
I'll just upgrade tomorrow.
Okay. You're just gonna take out the beta pro. Does it say?
Yeah, wherever I need to do, I'll do it.
iPad accessory. Well, I guess if I look at accessories, it might tell me. That's still. Oh, USB-C. Okay.
But doesn't it use the old pencil?
Yeah, it still uses the old. Wait, yeah, it uses the old freaking pencil, which is
Lightning.
Yeah, which has a Lightning to Lightning adapter. That's okay. I'll try to get. So like tech specs. It should have in the box, right? In the box. Oh yeah, Lightning to USB-C cable. So what? Do they have a new Apple Pencil? No, they wouldn't do that.
They have a second version. It's not new.
I'm saying, do they have like a second version of the original one?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Because yeah, the new light. Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm reading that wrong. I'm stupid. Lightning to USB-C. There we go. So it is Lightning. No problems there.
but then it has a USB-C power adapter. Oh, that
Yeah.
okay.
Well,
Never mind.
just
That
like
makes sense.
just like the iPhone Pro stuff.
Right. Well, my Pro has C to C.
Yeah.
From last year, from the 2020.
Yeah. So yeah, the 2018 iPad Pro, the 2020 iPad Pro, and the new iPad Air are all USB-C, which is better.
I'm hoping the iPhone 12 will have USB-C, but I would love to get rid of Lightning cables altogether.
Yeah. No, it would be nice to finally ditch those, but I think they're going to go full portless on that iPhone for him, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what else is going on?
And
What
Go
about
ahead.
price-wise? Did you talk about price yet on the AirTags?
We did not. Well, yeah, no, I did a little bit.
What do
I
you
was.
think? You don't mind talking about it again?
So, the most expensive tile comes in at $40, right?
I think it's 35 for the Pro.
Okay, 35.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to be competitive there and still throw an Apple tax on it, we're looking 45, 50 bucks. It reasonably 45, 50 bucks. I'm hoping that it comes in lower than that. I hope they manage to match it at 35 to 40. But I mean, it's Apple and it's got so much more stuff in it. I don't know that they're going to be able to. But at the same time, how many people are going to pay 65, 70 bucks for one tracker?
Me?
Normal people. Not us.
I'll pay 100. I think it's going to go
for no 2-month battery life.
I think it's going to be. I originally thought like 50 bucks, but the more and more that we're getting into this, I'm thinking around 69 to 99. It's going to be expensive.
I feel like it'd be like a kit. For that, it'd be like the kit, though, right? Like it comes with the charger and this and the other thing.
I don't think they're going to sell a charger.
You think it's just going to be cheap?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And they'll sell the accessories, like John was saying, like the leather case and everything.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to scoop up the first cheap thing I find for that. I'll tell you what. I don't need a leather apple sleeve for my tracker.
Pay what? 50 bucks for a leather sleeve.
Right, yeah, I'm not doing that. What? That's the one I wanted. $100. Now I'm waiting for a knockoff now. The woven nylon band is $100. Damn.
Do they sell the bro? Do they sell the just the solid band by itself? I haven't looked for it yet, but I was thinking of getting that for my Series 4. I was talking to Mike earlier, and I don't know if it's gonna fit. So I got some thick wrist. You looking for it?
Jesus Christ. And I want all these except for that one. I want all these. Look at that. Where's this? Oh, there's our sizing guide. Okay.
Yeah. I tried that sizing guide and I was like a 14, maybe a 15.
Jeez. That's a little something. So it only goes up to 12. And you'd be a 14 or a 15 on that guide.
At least.
So they're not going to fit.
But Tim did say they stretch out a little bit.
Yeah, but how much?
Right. I'll leave it on to my hand turns red.
Like, oh.
Look what I got, guys.
Yeah, it's a good thing it can't take your blood pressure yet, because then you'd be really screwed.
Right.
Like, yeah, your blood pressure is really, really high. I don't know what. Don't worry about it. Hand's just purple. Oh, and then what else was there? Well, they talked about they didn't talk about any new Apple TV hardware, but they did talk about the software a little bit today. And I know one of those features is kind of something you've been getting into. So you want to talk about that?
Which one is this?
Your HomeKit security.
Oh, I must have missed that part.
Well, you still know about it.
Well, I know about HomeKit Secure Video.
Yeah, secure video.
Right. But did they talk about it today?
They talked about it. They like threw it in there for a second.
Yeah, I totally missed that part. I didn't think we got any airtime today. As
It
far
was
as smart home stuff.
It was basically kind of like, we're launching these new OS versions tomorrow, and here's some of the stuff you can look forward to.
Yeah. Yeah. So I know HomeKit Secure Video is going to have facial recognition in iOS 14, and it's also going to have activity zones. So for your cameras, you can actually draw out specific areas that you want to get notifications of. So those are the two big things. So, which I've been using for 3 months now. Since
you've had it for a while, huh?
Yeah. Facial recognition is not great, but the activity zones is pretty good. So hopefully the facial recognition gets better.
Okay. And all right, one other question while we're on the subject of the OS updates. And since I know you have at least one new version, have you tried the spatial audio on the AirPods yet?
Mm-mm. Oh, is it good?
Okay. Like what you heard explained to you gives you this complete different perception of what it actually is. It's like you're sitting in your living room with your surround sound system, right? If you move around your living room, those speakers don't move, right?
Right.
And that's how it's treating your iPad and iPhone. It's like, here it is. And it sounds like when I tried it today, because it's like right before the stream was the first time I tried it, I thought my AirPods were disconnected from my iPad. It sounded like the sound, like the main channel speakers were coming from the iPad. And then there was stuff coming from behind me.
That's pretty cool. So it's like a surround sound.
Yeah, it's like your own personal surround sound, but it's not like gimmicky. It actually works.
Huh. I gotta try that out.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I was really impressed by it. He said Project Red Hand.
Red Hand. I should get the red watch with the red hand.
There you go. It all match.
Yeah.
And then if you wear like a red
they got
sweater,
a lot of different colors. They got new colors, didn't they? The red is new. Blue is new.
Yeah, red, blue,
the actual...
and then they changed space gray for whatever reason. And then they got the silver again. Let's see, but or maybe I want the studio. Hold on. Apple Watch Studio, so we can design our own. Can I click to the side? Look at that. So yeah, you got your basic ones, your space gray, silver, gold, and then you got new colors. Blue, product red, and then you upgrade. The stainless steel is now graphite. It's not a space gray stainless steel. And then white. Well, no, that's stainless. That's just a plain stainless steel, regular gold steel case. And then the black titanium. That actually looks really good with that watch face. And then regular titanium. I don't know, man. For something I upgrade every couple of years, like I don't ever see me getting any of those. It's always
Me
going to
either.
be something down here.
Yep.
Like if it was like if I wore a regular watch anymore that I was keeping for like 20 years, fine, sure, I will get something that's really nice and gonna last. But if I'm gonna trade it in or have to sell it to get new software,
Right.
I'm not Andrew Edwards, man.
And the internal is all the same. It's just the
Yeah.
casing that's different. So it's like,
Well, and then I thought with the higher up ones, it's stronger glass too. Isn't it stronger glass on the higher tier ones like Sapphire?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. And then they have the Apple Watch SE now.
Yeah, we were talking about that before too. I mean, if you don't need everything, if you don't want everything, like that's a good deal for you. It's a souped up Apple Watch Series 4. Like, I would suggest to someone to buy that. Like, if you want to get an Apple Watch and you're not trying to blow a ton of money, get the SE. Forget the 3. It's $50 less now.
Mm-hmm.
Forget the 3. They didn't even reduce the price on that. They can't reduce the price any lower. So pay $250. Does the SE have the EKG? No, it does not. I want to pull that back up. Mark Gurman was kind enough to tell us all what it's missing. So the always on display you got in the Series 5 is gone. Your additional casing options are gone. It doesn't have the new blood oxygen. It doesn't have the EKG, ECG. It has the same chipset that the 4 and the 5 had. It doesn't have that U1 chip. And then the other thing, it's only got 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. But I don't even see a loss on that, really. Like, it's an Apple Watch, man. You're not putting 4K video on it. I don't necessarily need 5 gigahertz. Generally, the 2.4 gigahertz range gets a little bit longer of a range anyway.
Right. It's just the 5 is a little less crowded.
Yeah.
I switch over to 5 like when I'm in my office building, just it's a little less crowded, less people running it. So
yeah, that's the only difference. But then for that family share, you're required to get an LTE version anyway if you're doing that. So
yeah,
not worrying about the kids.
You know what looked really good that I think I'm gonna do? I think it makes perfect sense is the Apple One.
Yes, let me pull that up.
Because I'm paying $15 for the music
for the family share Apple Music.
Yep. $10 for the iCloud because I have the 2 terabyte.
Okay, so right there, $25. You're already saving $5.
And I think Apple TV we have it's $5. So that's your $30.
And then
So
Apple
now,
Arcade is $10, but nobody cares about Apple Arcade.
Right. So I'll try it. I've never tried it, so I'll try it.
Yeah,
and then I would love Apple for News.
If the girlfriend wants the Fitness Plus, I'll go for that. I'm not really leaning towards it though because I really don't want to add in Apple News or anything. Yeah. But such in. Well, since I have Apple Watch, I'm not missing much. No, you're probably not missing too much there. I mean, there's nice health features, things that can help save your life, as they've shown time and time again. They make sure they always give you that tear-jerking story or two. But, for day-to-day use, you're basically okay. I mean, if you're an at-risk person, maybe consider it, If you're someone whose health is at risk, maybe consider getting a better Apple Watch that that has all those features, the EKG, all that stuff. But other than that, I mean, basic day-to-day stuff, fall detection, sleep tracking is all in the SE. I wouldn't have any problems with that. How about what's your take on that, Eric?
Yeah. If you don't need those things, just get the SE. Save the money. I like having all the gadgets, so that's why I'm considering the 6. I am at risk, so I need all that health stuff.
Matt, I'm friends with I don't know how many creators, and no one I know uses Apple Arcade.
I just want to try it.
I mean, it's basically a free service if you get this. Like,
right.
As you just said, if you pay for your iCloud and your Apple Music, the other 2 are free services.
Right.
And you got $5 off. Yeah, and then you know what? What did they say the Apple Fitness was? $20 a month or something normally?
I don't remember them saying the price, actually.
They did, because I remember it was $80 for the year if you want to pay all up front.
That's right. I do remember the 80.
Yeah. I close that up. Okay. I'm not sure. But $30, it's not a bad price. I don't know. Not so many people are getting the Apple News Plus.
Yeah. Well, I'm paying that anyway, so I'm definitely going to switch over, because with the iCloud accounts, I need the iCloud account because I have five HomeKit cameras.
Oh yeah.
I have to have the 2 terabyte plan.
But that was confusing when they said that it doesn't take away from your plan.
Right. So the HomeKit secure video stuff does not go towards the 2 terabytes.
But you have to pay for it to use it.
Correct. So with a 200 gigabyte plan, you get 1 camera.
Okay.
With 2 terabytes, you get 5 cameras. Which I have 11 HomeKit cameras.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, that's not surprising. I have a 2-bedroom apartment and have 5 cameras, so.
Yeah. Well, I have total 40 cameras. Just only 11 are HomeKit. So.
But in use?
Yeah.
Matt, there's not a dead zone in that place, is there?
Well, they're all pointed outside except for one, because I actually don't allow cameras inside the house. Like even on my Brilliant, I have the thing closed.
Yeah, I have that closed too.
Yeah. On my Echo Show, I have it closed. I actually have a sticker over it. So anything inside the house has to have something over it.
Okay.
So except for in one place, that's in my studio. That's the only place I allow it.
Yeah, a lot of people are wishing that they had the customization. I mean, I'm not going to fault them for it too much. Nobody else is really giving you that option either. Amazon Prime, it's like you either pay for all of it or you pay for each service. And Disney Plus is the other one. You either get each thing individually or you get Hulu, ESPN, and Disney Plus all together. They're not like, well, you could pick 2. Nobody's doing that. They want to try to get as much of their stuff in use as possible. And it's still, I guess, like we just talked about, it's still a great deal. Like Eric was saying, the 2 things that he uses right now would cost him $25 a month.
Yeah.
With this plan, he saves $5 off of that and gets access to 2 more services for free. I can't fault them for that. So I don't know. Anyway, it has been a little over an hour now. Thank you to the 3 of you that are still watching. And thank you to Eric for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate the assist here.
We got to do this next month when the AirTags come out.
Oh, yes. Oh, they'll definitely be.
Oh, real. I think they're definitely coming.
Oh, yeah. I definitely am going to go upgrade my stuff right now, and then maybe bang out a couple more videos. But I'm ready for tomorrow, man. I'm ready for the new software. I'm ready for next month with the AirTags and the new iPhones. I'm here for all of it.
Mini HomePod.
I'm gonna go Target, maybe get some more salsa bowls. Just put speaker grill over them.
All right, Mike.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining me. Take care. Have a good night.